it.
Hello everybody, this is Chuck Taft from the Bretzman Group, and I wanted to give you an overview of how you can use online bulletin board and sticky note platforms to integrate technology into your classroom. The one I'm going to show you is Linoit. There are other ones including Padlet and Stixy, and they do pretty much the same thing. I just tend to use Linoit because I'm very comfortable with it. So here's an idea on how you can use it and some examples of what I've done in my classroom. Away we go. When you head to linoit.com, this will be your home screen where you can sign up for free 50 free. It's pretty cool. You'll also see that on the bottom it gives you some ideas of how other people are using Linoit and some popular canvases if you wanted to see and maybe harvest some more ideas from some people out there, both education and non-education. When you log into Lino, you're going to get something that looks like this. This is your page and it lists all of your boards that you have created. When you want to create a new canvas, just click on Create a New Canvas. That was a pretty tough one. Give it a name and a color or a background. You can use some of their bulletin boardy backgrounds. I think that's a word, bulletin boardy. You can use some of their solid colors, or you can upload an image. Now that image could be a background that you wanted, or that's where you could put a quadrant image, or you could put 3 columns if you wanted to organize your stickies. However, whatever fits your need on that, or whatever fits your students' needs. But I'm just going to go with our solid. I think I'll go with that. When it comes to access to the canvas, I have my students all post stickies. I always click off and notify me when someone posted a sticky because it would blow up my inbox. If you want to show the canvas on the dock, that's fine. I don't have students create a sticky via email because they just do it right from the bulletin board itself. And I do allow guests to post stickies and all that kind of good stuff just because it doesn't bother me too much. Then we create the canvas and we're ready to go. Now, a couple things you could do if you wanted to here. One thing you could do is you can put in an image. If I want to put in an image about the Iowa caucus, I'm going to find Iowa caucus, then I'm going to add an image or maybe some polls or something like that. So this looks like it'd be a pretty cool header for my bulletin board. So I'm going to take this and do the simple save image as. I'll put it on my desktop. Just remember it's all that gobbledygook. I'm going to go back to my bulletin board, click on the image here, and it'll ask me to put in my image. I choose my file. There it is. And you can do small, medium, or large. I suggest large. You can have it normal, no shadow, or a frame. With a frame, I could put a comment on it or a tag. In this case, I'm just going to do it normal and post it. And this becomes sort of my title for my bulletin board. If I want to put on a sticky note, I just grab a sticky note. I can start typing. And as I start typing, I can put a little tag on the bottom. I usually try to put my name on the bottom. I can change the font size. I can change the font color. And I could add an icon if I wanted to. Is there an Iowa caucus icon in here? I don't know. What do you think? Red flag maybe? And then post it. And that's how you post a sticky note. I do try to have my students post their names so that I know where they are coming from. But sometimes they forget and I just ask them in class. I do not have a problem with kids posting random or anonymous stickies because we talk about making sure that they're being a good digital citizen. If I want to add a link, I can do that also with the sticky notes. What I would do, and I suggest my students to do, is they get the link first. Open up a window, find the link they want, toss it in there, I always suggest them to have their links a little smaller at the font because they tend to be long on the internet. And then also a title for the link. So if I'm having my students go out and find really important information about the Iowa caucuses, I go ahead and have them post it like this. And then if they could, I would have them summarize the link or do whatever I want to with that content. And then they can go ahead and post that. And you'll see that it'll take me right to the link. I can move this down here. Another thing I can do is I can post a video. If I click here, it's usually going to be YouTube or Vimeo, maybe a Ustream. So I find mine. This is one of my fun ones here that I've seen about how an Iowa Democratic Caucus works using Legos. I go ahead and click on that, post it, and you'll see that it's embedded right there in the bulletin board. So in this case, what I could do is I could start a bulletin board here and have some instructions for the students about finding different information about the caucus, the caucus procedures, what happens today, what they find interesting. They could make predictions, they can post questions, whatever they wanted to. And this could end up driving a little bit of my lesson in class today, or it could drive class tomorrow as well. They could come to class with these on actual Post-it notes or in their head or whatever, but now we have them all in one location right here. That's how easy it is to make one of these boards. Then what can I do? Simple. I can share the link with my students right up here, or right here, using whatever my learning management system is. I can paste the link into a blog. But one of my favorite things to do on my own website is I can embed the HTML code into my website so that my bulletin board actually appears on my website itself. So they could go to the bulletin board on Lino, or they can just do it right off of my website. 3 pretty cool things we can add in there. If I want to know when new ones have come in, I can click Highlight New, and it'll tell me the order they came in. That could be good if the student says, yeah, I put that up there last night, and they didn't. Or you can see maybe reactions from one person to another. I did want to give you an idea of what these look like once the students use them. So these are some examples from a few of my different classes, a few of the times I've utilized Lino over the last few years. And these are from an American history class, but as you take a look at them, think about how you could adapt these into your own classes and use them to further student discussion or collaboration. Recently, we've had students create Abraham Lincoln memes when we studied the 16th president. And so they would create the memes, save them, and post them up on one of the bulletin boards in class. This entire activity with making the memes and posting them took about 10 minutes. It was pretty cool. They had to come up with something clever like didn't attend 12 months of school, but still the best president. Gotta love 8th graders. My favorite use of it over the last couple years has been an anti-war bulletin board for the Vietnam era. Considering that a lot of the opposition to the Vietnam War was on college campuses where they would have bulletin boards, we pretended these were college bulletin boards where people would post their ideas, images, cartoons, documents, buttons, sometimes even videos, anti-war songs. And then this became our discussion forum and the basis of our discussion for the next class. You can use them as a graphic organizer. This one was all about celebrating Andrew Jackson. Should we celebrate Andrew Jackson? Here are reasons why some students said yes. Should we not? Here are reasons why some students said we shouldn't. It was interesting this year, one of my classes had everyone but one on the don't celebrate side. But I think the one that was over there was a little silly. I also like to use Lino to share current events that connect to the past. An example would be New Deal programs that are still around today. As you can see, students have linked to them and also put a little description. And things from the progressive era that are still around today. And students will use that to post images or links. We also have a 1920s speakeasy every year, and students come in character. And so for role playing, whether it's the role from history, the role from a literature novel, maybe it's the role for a foreign language class, they can post this ahead of time and maybe put up a little catchphrase or a little information about each other, and it helps them prepare. It also helps them know who they're going to meet. They can go out and figure out, oh man, I got to make sure I go meet that horse man of war. He was pretty important. Or, yeah, Bessie Smith, she would be cool to meet. Or Charles Lindbergh, that would be awesome. Or F. Scott Fitzgerald, what is with that hair? Whatever the rate, however you use Lino, I hope this helped out. So if you come up with some great ideas, please share them with the Bretzman Group. My name is Chuck Taft. I want to thank you for watching, and keep a lookout for your next newsletter in your inbox in a couple weeks. Take care and have a fantastic week, everybody.